Charlie Kirk is absolutely a racist. He was good at two things. He was good at finding token black faces to attract more token black faces and hiding his racism behind his Christianity. But all you have to do is listen to his own words. In context, you can give him as much of the benefit of the doubt as possible. It's clear that he was still a hateful, racist man. I don't know
May
why
I ask
that's a
you a
debate.
question?
People should stand behind his words.
I don't want to interrupt you, but what's the
No,
difference
go ahead.
between you and Charlie Kirk with what you just got through saying? And he never said anything quite as racist as what you just uttered.
I'll stand on it. That's the difference. I'll
So if
stand on
you
it.
can, why can't he? Free speech.
You can absolutely stand on it. I have no objection to him saying any of the racist things he's ever said. I just am amazed that people now, after his death, are trying to deny who he was as a person.
So you would then assert that he was racist and thought he was better and white people were better than black people. That's what you hold?
Absolutely. That's clear from the way he spoke. But again, he's entitled to feel that way. He's entitled to speak that way. But now that he's passed and people are talking about what his legacy is and who he was as a person, his supporters should stand on it. Don't be upset that people are discussing. I wouldn't expect everybody in the world to say great things about me when I die, because I don't aim to please everyone in the world with my life.
But Brooklyn, you don't see it. I mean, couldn't you see it as he was speaking to assert that a certain ideology, i.e., that of the Marxist left, led to the degradation of the black community? And it wasn't that it was inherent in their nature, that it was just specifically because they fell victim to the okey doke from the Democrats. You don't see that?
No, because if that was the case, then he would have spoke with a lot more empathy and compassion for the obstacles that black people face. He wouldn't have spoken about DEI the way that he did. He didn't speak about it as it was framed and couched as if it was an issue of merit. Of course, we know that's not actually what it is. If you see a black pilot, they had to go through the same qualifications as any other pilot. When he speaks about Supreme Court justices, even if I completely disagree with them, which I don't agree with anything about Ketanji Brown Jackson, but to call her a moronic black woman and to say she doesn't have the same brain processing power is ridiculous. And so the way that he spoke about these issues kind of takes away any ability for him to really frame it the way that you just described, which I know is the way his supporters are trying to frame it today. But you can't live on both sides of that fence.
Brooklyn, let me give you a quick example, and then I want to hear from the rest of the panel, including from the judge. Remember what happened earlier this year, where a military helicopter literally flew right into a commercial airliner in D.C.?
That was a white lady.
Yeah, that was a white woman. So the predominant class of individuals who benefited from DEI were white women and
Absolutely.
and LGBTQ. So how could you fault Mr. Kirk for talking against a policy that put people who were by and large unqualified, white women and LGBTQ individuals, they were only put in those positions as a totem to show that anybody could go there from any group, even if they were unqualified. So why would you say that was wrong for him to call out?
Again, because calling that out and saying that the program didn't work as designed or as claimed is a different conversation from the mocking, denigrating comments that he made, that he based his whole persona on. And just to give another example, I saw a clip the other day where somebody asked him about a series of cases and how he feels about them. And they asked him, was OJ guilty or not guilty? He said guilty, absolutely guilty. Then they asked him about George Zimmerman. He said no, he was acquitted by a jury of his peers, and didn't even blink or see the hypocrisy in that. But that's what I'm talking about. That's how you know who somebody is.
I understand the example.
Ketanji head scratch. She should not have been the next U.S. Supreme Court Justice. Roger E. Clifton on the second Circuit would have been a much better candidate. Bernice Donald on the Sixth Circuit would have been much better. So that was a very poor selection for the U.S. Supreme Court. I agree with him on that. Is truth supposed to be offensive just because the truth is unpleasant when you hear it?
Absolutely not. But again, I don't agree with anything about her. That's why I used her as an example. Because of course, you and I could agree that there are many better selections. But to say that she doesn't have the brain processing power to be in that position, that she
I
stole
doubt
that
she
spot from a
does.
white person,
I've been doing
that,
this for
did she
50
steal the
years.
spot from a white
I've
person?
been doing this.
Did
She
she
stole the
steal the?
spot from a black
I've
American.
been
He
doing
didn't.
this
He
for
didn't
50
exactly.
years
He
and
didn't
went to
say.
what I think was a better
Oh,
law school at the time. And I have my doubts as to whether she really has what it takes to sit on the seat.
okay, but he said he didn't make the statement she stole the spot from a more qualified black person. He said she stole that spot from a white person.
Hey, brother, you may want to do ISO on your phone. The quality, we can't really hear your voice that well.
He's outside. So,
And wait, hold on. So I just want to make a point. From what I heard from Brooklyn, it really isn't the content of the message. It's you wanted it to be delivered with a more delicate and uplifting tone.
Absolutely not. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm saying it is the content of the message that you can read through to what he's actually saying, and that he can, that if I was to say what you're saying, if I was to give him enough benefit of the doubt, I would have to overlook the things that he's saying to believe that it's about this deeper message that you're claiming. I'm saying he can't live on both sides of that. I'm not talking about, I'm not saying he's right, but he's saying it the wrong way. I'm
right,
saying he's not genuine.
right.
It's the fact that he
Wait, hold
always
on for a
Hold
second,
on,
guys.
who's next? Who's